I Know What You Did Last Summer, post-credit scene explained. So at the end of I Know What You Did Last Summer, the new film that came out this weekend, if you haven't seen it already, when you see it, there is a mid-post-credit scene. If you've already seen the film and skipped the post-credit scene, I'm sure you can watch it here on YouTube. It opens up with Brandy Norwood, Carla's character from I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, sitting on the couch watching this breaking news of the events that just took place. You have Ray and Julia on the headline of the news. It announces that Ray is now a accomplice in the murders instead of a victim, and how Julia has survived. And husband goes to bed, and Julia shows up at her doorstep, and she says how good to see you, and how she's sorry to involve her in this again, and that she got a note. And the note is pretty much a picture of them two from the film I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I believe it was 1999 that one came out, and it has a red X through Brandy's character's face, and saying that somebody is out to get them now. And her response is, "Who we fucking up this time?" And Jenna Love Hewitt's character, Julia, says, "I was hoping you were going to say that." So it pretty much opens up that they're going to make another sequel, and this time include Brandy's character as a legacy character. And there's also, spoiler alert, at the end of the film, a note that Julia gives our final girls of this film, saying that she'll always be there if they need them. Kind of like the same thing that Hayden Panettiere's character told Sam at the end of Scream 6. So it's kind of that same thing, like you're intertwining the legacy characters with the newcomers. So it's pretty much saying there's going to be a sequel and kind of giving us a hint at where the sequel is going to go and how it's going to include the legacy characters from I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. So if you haven't seen I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, pretty much it takes place with Ray and Julia in college now. Julia's college roommate was on a phone, was listening to the radio and called in or whatever got a call for a radio station because she was calling for a contest to win a free trip to Jamaica or the Bahamas. It was the Bahamas. To the Bahamas. And if you answered the question right. Lo and behold, they answered the question wrong, and they still got the tickets, and they didn't realize this till like halfway through the movie that she answered the question wrong. And it was all a setup to bring Julia and Ray to this island so that the killer could have his revenge. So that's how her character got intertwined in the whole killing spree, if you will. And now they're trying to pretty much take her character and introduce her as a legacy character and intertwine her character in the story and bring back another legacy character. Now, I'm interested to see where they would go with this because, yes, she's technically a legacy character, but at the same time, is she though? I mean, it's been a minute since I've seen I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, but I don't recall her actually killing anybody in the film. I'm pretty sure Julia and Ray did all the killings. I don't know why they're looking for revenge on her, because she was more or less a secondary character, we'll say, in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, she wasn't one of the core characters. I don't know. Is it going to get a sequel? That's the big question. Numbers, I haven't seen any box office numbers yet. It's a good possibility. I mean, the fact that, I was stoked for this film. I went and saw this again in theaters. I did enjoy it. There is some problematic errors. We're going to go deeper dive into that in the spoiler talk video. But I could see this getting a sequel, depending upon how well the box office does. Because originally Amazon did, when they first got the rights to this, I thought they were going to rebrand the franchise and make a whole series of it, films. But they made a TV show, got one season, they got nixed. And a few years later, we got the film. So I could foresee this probably getting at least one sequel, if not two, and really trying to milk the franchise, because I'm sure it was a pretty expensive IP for them to buy. I mean, it's not Scream or Halloween, but it still had a rather big cult following, I'd say. So I'm pretty sure they're going to try to milk the IP as much as possible. And I can see them probably trying to make at least one more sequel, but only the box office will tell. Have you saw the film? What are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know.